Raceway, which are level, where youngsters and older people who are learning to ride a bike for the first time can really feel confident without having to worry about the traffic. Lots and lots of opportunities there. What I'd like to see happening, of course, is just seeing more people on bikes. The festival is largely that cycling is fun. It's also good for you, and it's also pretty good for the environment. But it's, a very practical way within a town like Stevenage for getting to work, getting to the shops, going to school, going to college. I know, pretty soon the schools will be going back, and there is a message at a national level. If you can, go to school on your bike or walking. So this timing for this festival is tremendous. One of the things that I've helped to put into it is a virtual challenge. So we're going to ride the Tour de France. Well, it's not virtual in the sense that no bikes are involved. We're going to be on bikes, but of course we're going to be on bikes in and around Stevenage. And a lot of people will chip in how far they've cycled each day, and at the end of each day we add them up and see how far we've got around the Tour de France route. We've already started, we've already completed the women's race. It's only 11 on Saturday, so we're already on to stage one, and it was a lovely morning in Nice as we set off. It was 23 degrees on the start line, and it will be climbing to 30 degrees during the course of the day. And so Team Cycling UK Stevenage and friends are well on their way going up the first climb. Now, this is open to anybody. It's not just Cycling UK members. Anybody can log their rides for the whole period. We did the prologue yesterday, but sure, if you want to tell us what you did yesterday, today, that's fine. We'll work that out. If you follow those links, for example, through stevenagectc.org.uk, you'll find the virtual Grand Tours Challenge. We called it the Grand Tours Challenge because, of course, there are three major cycling races. The first one starts on Saturday. You've got the Tour de France, Giro d'Italia, and then the Vuelta in Spain. We hope that we can finish the Tour de France before the Tour de France starts on Saturday. And, well, if we manage to do all three, we'll have covered 10,000 kilometres in 10 days. So we kind of need you all to be getting out your bikes. And I say, it's not just organised rides. If you ride to the shops and back, it counts. So tell us. But do log in and join in.
Yeah, certainly my ride to here and back this morning will count. It's not a very long ride, this one, but it'll be in. And I'm leading 3 rides myself during the festival period, so I'm looking forward to people joining us and actually getting out and riding with us. It's really good fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in Bike Week in June, we did another one of these virtual challenges, and Jim set it up, and it was amazing to do because you were posting each day roughly where we'd got to, hadn't you? So you could see when we were having coffee in a village in the middle of nowhere up in Scotland.
Yeah.
Only virtually.
That one, I think initially we weren't ambitious enough, because initially we said, can we do Land's End to John O'Groats?
That's right.
Within one day we were already in John O'Groats. So then we went, okay, now we're going to go back down to Land's End, and now we're going to go back to Stevenage, and we completed the triangle, and we were still chasing along. So then we said, okay, how far can we get? Now the mayoress, Penny, is from Christchurch, so we're never going to get to Christchurch, but we got to San Francisco just by adding up all those 10 kilometres and whatever that people had done within a day. So there we were on the seafront, overlooking the Pacific on the last day of
and
Bike
someone
Week.
knew someone. We got a photograph actually of a bike over there as well, which was quite amusing.
Yeah, somebody, a friend in San Francisco, turned out to welcome us as we didn't arrive in San Francisco.
Yeah, quite a good way to do it though. It did illustrate graphically how many miles people within Stevenage were actually riding.
Yeah.
So and it really is open to anyone. So if you don't have to be a bike club member to log your miles. If you go on to our Facebook page, which is Cycling UK Stevenage, or if you go onto the website, that's all the links are there. Just log your miles. Anybody, apologies, kilometres, not miles. Grand tours are always logged in kilometres.
Yeah, grand tours. I can cope.
But yeah, if you do send in miles, we can convert.
Yeah.
There are some good conversion tools out there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Okay. So, having inspired you to think about getting your bikes out, now we're going to talk about the different types of rides that are available. Jim's already mentioned that we've got some real, actual, physical rides, and again, they're all linked from the website, so you can find out information about those. Was it 25 rides, you said?
There's at least 25. Unfortunately, because obviously we want people to be healthy, we want people also to be safe.
Yeah.
So we've had to limit the group rides to 6 people, and that means that you do need to book. Usually we're just open and you can turn up and off we go, but we have to limit it to 6 at the moment, so you do need to book.
Yeah.
You'll find the details if you follow those links.
Most of the rides have still got places on. Certainly the 3 that I'm leading have all got places left, although the numbers of places are down now. I think there's 1 on Tuesday's, 2 on Tuesday's ride, 1 left on Monday's ride for me, and I think I've got 2 places left on the final Saturday.
But also look for those 10 o'clock midweek rides.
Yeah,
and we do have some scope, for example, next Saturday, if that one fills up fast.
Yeah,
I can take another one out. Yeah.
So if we say it's full, it doesn't necessarily mean it's completely full. We might be able to put on another additional leader and take out another group of 6. Okay, and then we've got our virtual rides. Now, if I show you our cycling map, this is the map that's available in Stevenage. If you go onto Stevenage CTC website, on the right hand side there's a little pull down. Maps are available there, and you can find the PDF of that map on that site. There's also the Hertfordshire County Council's run one, which is the whole of Hertfordshire. That's available if anyone wants to get hold of a copy. You can email cycling@hertfordshire.gov.uk. They will send you out in the post a free copy of that one, which covers the whole of Hertfordshire. On top of this, we also have a cycling routes map that we produced for the cycling festival last year. I haven't got any paper copies of that, but it is again available online. And one of the things I started doing during lockdown to stop me getting frustrated and fed up was riding all these different routes with my video camera on my bike. So we have a selection now. I think there's 6 or 7 different routes.
That's right.
All of which, there's only 3 linked on our website, but they're all on.
Another take on the chain gang. The chain gang is a cyclist term, but Tina persuaded me to check some of the routes wearing the chain.
So we've done 2 of them with the chain.
Oh, we certainly did purple. And we did the heritage ride, didn't we?
Yeah. There'll be more about the heritage ride soon, but we've got the heritage ride. It is covering all the different historical bits and pieces about Stevenage, which is brilliant. And lots going on. Thank you.
You've got a caller.
I've got a caller.
Okay.
There's nobody on here saying calls. Yes, they're going to call that. Yes. Confusion reigns.
One of the things about the Stevenage cycle maps is, over the years, it's been a real joint effort between the council and a lot of volunteers, local cyclists, who have surveyed them and done a reality check. Make sure all the links are there, but also don't include things which are misleading.
Yeah.
So it has been a real team effort.
Yeah.
And we try and keep it as up to date as possible.
Yeah, this one's I think the 3rd edition, and there are now a few changes happening around the town, so we're probably going to be looking to produce another edition, probably in the next year, I would think.
Yeah.
And I know there aren't very many physical paper copies left, so we'll need to get a reprint, so that would seem a logical time to do that.
Sure.
So hopefully we'll get that in the next few months. get it underway. Yeah. The videos, if anyone's interested in actually watching them, you might not want to watch the whole thing. Fast forward by all means, because you do get to hear a bit of me huffing and puffing up hills. They're all available from the YouTube channel Tina Cyclist, which is all one word. Feel free to go and have a look. There's loads of them, including a lovely video of Covid the Cobra when he was still there, although it was taken quite a while before it was at full length.
How do you know that Covid was a he?
I don't know that Covid was a he, but I always thought he was a he.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask.
You have to ask.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah. Don't forget, you can get to those links just by going through the host website as well.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of things out there, lots of variety out there.
Right. At some point we'll be getting a lady called Bev Graham calling in. She's here apparently to talk about breeze rides, which is the ladies' version of led and guided rides.
Hello? Hi. Is that Tina's number?
It is indeed.
Hello.
Hello. Hi,
Hi.
Bev.
Hiya. Can you hear
Hi,
us?
Bev.
The other two have been very quiet.
Yeah, we can hear you well. Right. We've just introduced you on the topic of breeze rides, Bev. So if you'd like to talk away anything you'd like to say about the breeze rides, that would be wonderful.
Hiya. Oh, it's really steep. Should we go over there?
Are you okay, Bev? That sounds. I was going to say, she's just dropped out. That's a shame. Hopefully they'll call back.
Yeah, I mean they're a really important part of the overall programme for the cycling festival. I mean,
Yeah.
Cycling UK put in a lot, but there are many other cycling groups around town. And while we're waiting for them to come back in again, the breeze rides are important. But we've also got a Stevenage Cycling Club. We've got groups that ride out from some of the local shops.
Yeah.
And in the surrounding areas. I mean, the cycling community around here is huge.
It is huge.
Hello?
Hello, Bev.
Hi. Can you hear us all right?
We can. Go ahead. Say anything you'd like about breeze. Talk about it. We'd like to know.
Can't hear you. Hold on, let me see if I can turn the volume up. What? Can you hear us all right?
Yes, we can hear you fine, Bev. Go ahead.
Oh, that's better. That's better. We're in the. I think there's a dead badger or something around here. There's a horrible smell.
I take it you're actually out on a ride then?
Yes. Ooh. Yes.
Okay, hold your nose.
Yeah.
And
Well, we've moved away from. We've moved downwind a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
so who have you got with you today on your ride?
I've got Elaine, who you met the other day, Elaine Pry, and I am Cawthorne. Yeah. Morning.
Morning all.
So have you done your bit?
Yeah, we've been talking for a while. Can you tell us a bit about the breeze rides now?
Okay. Are we on air?
We are.
Oh, blimey. Okay. Right. What do you want to know about Breeze? So Breeze is British Cycling's programme to get more women cycling, and it's been going since 2011. And their aim was to get 1 million more women out on bikes, not just Breeze, British Cycling, and obviously using Cycling UK and everybody else as well. And they reached their goal at the end of last year. Took them 8 years to get 1 million more women out cycling. But I think COVID-19 got 1 million more women out cycling in about 2 weeks.
Yes, it certainly did.
Yeah. So our aim now really is to try and pick up these new ladies that have just off their bikes from the sheds and get them out on some nice starter rides, starting from about 4 miles, and build up their confidence using the cycle tracks in Stevenage, and just build up the confidence, get them out on some of the quieter lanes, show them some of the lovely cafes that we've got dotted around Hertfordshire. And they can meet lots of lovely new ladies to cycle with and go off on their own and cycle with their new friends.
Indeed.
That's the plan.
It's been fabulous seeing new people out, because we've been running a lot of the shorter, easier rides as well this summer, and that's made a big difference to our group. I think we've got some of those people now looking at riding the longer rides as well, which is exactly the aim of it.
Well, yeah, that's it. Then as their confidence builds, we can feed them into the sort of longer rides. As they progress, then the rides, we can lengthen the rides, or we can feed them into clubs or longer rides that either yourselves are doing, or we can put on longer rides. So we can actually lead rides up to 100 miles, but there's a lot going on here. Cars, bikes, smelly animals.
Oops.
Yes. So, so we can. The aim is to just build up their confidence, and it's amazing how quickly they progress. And it's nice for the women to come along and it just be women. It's like the rider took out the other night for Jill. Those ladies were saying that they actually feel more comfortable just going out with other women. They just feel a bit silly when, like, one of them had flat tires the other day, and she said she felt silly, but didn't feel so silly when it was just women. She felt more comfortable about that.
Yeah, I can quite understand that. So have you found that people have stayed along and done longer rides now?
Sorry, say that again?
Have you found people that have started on your beginner rides now doing longer rides?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, Elaine, morning. Elaine started with Breeze, 4 or 5 years ago? 5 years ago. And she started off on 4-mile, 5-mile ride from Costello's, and now Elaine's a Breeze champion. And what's the longest ride you've done, Elaine?
This year?
Well,
ever. No, about 85. Yeah.
About 85-mile ride. She came on part of my coast route with me when I was down in Devon and Cornwall, and we did some big hills on that.
Yeah, you would do down there.
There's quite a lot of ladies in that position that have, started off just starter rides, and now they'll, don't bat an eyelid at doing 60, 70, 80-mile rides. So that's really quite impressive, really.
Yeah, that's really good. I know we do the same within Cycling UK. We've had people come through from our really beginner rides, and in some cases they've actually moved on to join the road racing club, Stevenage Cycling Club. So we've had similar.
I mean, those. Gosh, that's booming. That progression is quite common. Yeah. If you just want to ride your bike, a little bit, and you get the social aspects of course as well. But some have moved on, tried a bit of competitive cycling, and then come back.
Yeah, there's quite a few people.
So now they're
back.
riding with Cycling UK again. But we've had some, very, very, very promising people who've gone off to, the racing clubs. In fact, one of our famous rides is Emma Tremus. And when she was very, very young, of course, we had a future Olympian doing the ride to Saffron Walden and back. Then a few years later, she pops up winning gold medals.
Indeed, yes. Yeah, well, she's relatively local, isn't she?
Well, she was well in Garden City.
Yeah.
So, I think the phone line's not very good here. We're not getting it keeps coming and going. It doesn't help when cars keep driving by as well.
Okay, thank you very much for coming in anyway, Bev. That's been really helpful.
All right then.
Speak to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Oh, that's quite interesting, isn't it? The way they've moved down on the Breeze side, and they're finding the same over on our side.
For example, my history in what we're certainly seeing now Cycling UK is enormous. And in a normal year, one of the great celebrations is the birthday rides.
I know, it's such a shame not to be able to do that really this year.
But one of the people who I was riding along with at the birthday rides was Beryl Burton.
Wow.
Now, if you kind of know your cycling history, then arguably, and following on from Bev's talk, probably the world's best cyclist ever.
Yeah.
Women at that time weren't allowed to do the longer road races and so on, so she perhaps didn't get the recognition she deserved. But if you look at her achievements,
and her record is incredible, isn't it?
I mean, in the 12-hour championship, famously, she beat everyone, all the men, and she handed the previous year's champion sweets as she overtook him.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And actually, in her honour, in Watford, they've got a hire bike scheme, and they're called Beryl bikes in her honour.
Yeah.
So that's quite nice to recognise. Yeah. In a little while, we'll have Jill Borchards joining us, and we'll move the wood cycle. We'll carry on for more about the routes around town.
It's amazing. On the you want to talk about your heritage later on. And some of the history. I mean, of course, you know, we've been to the pole, been to the robots, and I was really pleased that we set up a picture at Underpass 1.
Yes.
In the UK, Stevenage was a pioneer. You know, there'd been a few routes on the west side of London just before the Second World War, but Stevenage, 1950s, as the new town was coming together, that of what is a fantastic number one, Underpass 1 is kind of combination of
Now,
that story.
Yeah.
One.
Underpass 1 is important, but we'll go to Jill. Is she around? Hi, Jill.
Hello.
Hello. We've not introduced talking about cycling with children yet, so that's where we're going now. So, if you've got any thoughts, I know your history. You with your children quite a lot.
Yes. But I sort of went through, you know, right before they were even born, to be